grain structure becomes more refined. So moving from the context of material selection, let's then look at, okay, you selected material. Now, how does that car, in this case, look like? If car was just strictly about going from A to B, but why are two different kinds made and why would you do one versus the other? Same thing for pens. This could cost about 100,000 euros. This could cost about $1 or less and something in between. Why are these things made over such a different range of? So some things are made because they need to just work and they need to be safe and they need to be cheap. They, some can be made because they're a lot easier to use or easier to learn to use. Then there's the whole part which involves you get a feeling of satisfaction that you own something and you're able to use it, and people look up to you because you have something. Okay, so these are all the different kinds of reasons why you might want to buy something and own something. And so accordingly, from a design engineer's perspective, you want to sell to as many people depending upon the customer's needs. You make things differently. So in terms of use and function, you go into all your engineering repertoire, and that's the technical design. But in terms of things like in terms of having the customer catering to a customer's need in terms of satisfaction, you get into the whole thing called industrial design. And the combination of industrial design and technical design make the whole product or product design. So the usability and functionality is what we'll talk about. And this whole satisfaction thing is very unfamiliar. How things look, right? What associations can be made with the way things look? What kind of perceptions are generated about the owner based on what product? Those all come into industrial design. So when you look at product design, right, you first look at who's going to buy it, what are they going to, where are they going to use it. Depending upon those questions of who, what, where, when, why, you end up identifying what the answers are in each case. What does it do? Where will it be? Inside, outside, day, night, all the while, or once in a while? Is it, and why is it needed? Based on addressing the context, you set up the market. Once you have the market space, you either look into how to make things and what to make them out of, and that's a product physiology. How they can be used, what kind of personality the product projects and the owner project is a product psychology. We focus on the left side of the considerations in this course. That doesn't mean the right side is not important, but it just gets covered differently. So in going to combine technical and industrial design, we focus on functionality, which is the bulk of this course, and how do we choose materials, how do we choose manufacturing process once design constraints are identified, right? These are the tools that we will look at in this course. And then there are other layers in terms of biometrics, environmental effects, human product interaction, and that takes us into various things in terms of ergonomics, in terms of operations, in terms of impact on the environment. If you go into the product personality, you have aesthetics, you have association. How do things look? What do they remind you of? For instance, what does this car look remind you of compared to this car, compared to this car, compared to the Beetle, right? And then this fun thing over here. How does it make you feel? And of course, as engineers, a little bit threatened by feelings and things like that, because apart from, this professor is boring, this guy grades badly, and this exam was hard, these online courses suck, so on. But in terms of what does it do in terms of the product, not that straightforward, but can be acquired. And that's where the interaction between art and engineering provides some great opportunities for making new things. Now, material, whether it's gold or whether it's iron or whether wood, by itself has nothing intrinsic. You could make wood for very fine furniture that indicate craftsmanship, or it can be used for a coffin. Gold can be jewelry, and then that's a symbol of wealth, but it can also be used for electrical circuits because the conductivity is very high, its oxidation resistance is very good. And so for technical component, glass for a camera lens is a feat of precision engineering. If it's in a bottle of beer, it is something to be emptied out and then got rid of, hopefully recycled. So take a look at different products. Right? Let's take day-to-day products: hair dryer, toaster, first thing in the morning. Right? What does a product look when it looks like this instead of here, or it looks like that? Right? Completely different in terms of the appearance. Why are they made differently? Why do people buy one but not the other? So good questions to ask. And they all go into being able to address the fact that in product design, there are a lot of decisions to be made, and there's more than one way to do something. And it's not just about what the product does, but who is going to use it and what do they want to do in terms of being associated with that. In this course, we are going to look at the interactions between shape, material, and process that is governed by a design, and how selection of how to make something, what to make it out of, and what does it look like. How do we go through those different course objects? This is the story for this class. Next class, we will look at an overview of different kinds of materials and their properties. That will be from chapter 3 from your Ashby book.